Hello everyone, welcome to my channel D-Tech World. Here Darshani explaining about the programming C with arrays. Let's come to the index part of this video. I'm going to explain the introduction of arrays and C programming and theoretical explanation of arrays with functions, structure, union, and pointers with multi and single array, single single dimensional array, and multi-dimensional array. Now going to the topic wise programming syntaxes and programming with block codes. Moving to the further slide. Introduction to arrays in C program. Arrays are the fundamental data structures in C programming language, allowing you to store and maintain a collection of data. They provide a powerful way of organizing and manipulating the multiple values of an same data type. Declaring and initializing and accessing the array elements. Coming to the declaring part, in C programming, the declaring of array specifies by a data type and a size of an array. Coming to the example, 8 numbers 5. Int is a data type, number is a variable, and the 5 is the number of integer elements can be stored in the specified array of numbers. Initializing the array. We are giving them specified values for the number of 5 with an integer type, where zeroth position is given as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is zeroth position? Why I am talking about that? We are going to know in the accessing elements. Because the array starts with an index number of 0 and ends with the number n minus 1, means the array elements consist of n, which is last with n minus 1. Means the array contains 5, means the last position will be n minus 1, 4. Here coming to the example part, number 2, where the position of number 2 lies in 0 and 1, 2. 2 lies third value of the array, which is 3. But array bouncing. Array bouncing means we should be careful that we are inputting the array elements only, or the array position or index number, so that the array cannot be bounced in the program, that it can crash the program or from the size also incidentally. Going to further, array operations: inserting, deleting, and searching and sorting. Inserting array means inserting an array element in between the array with a specified location. Deleting array by removing by using the library option remove in the particular specifying index number. Searching element is performed by binary search and linear search, which is a crucial part in arrays, which help in the programming. Sorting arrays is just in sorting, arranging them in ascending or descending order. This is a crucial role played so that the array elements can be easily identified for the user need. Before coming to the binary search part, here we are going to tell you about the libraries and such which we are going to use in the programming. If you are a beginner, listen properly, because I'm going to tell about very crucial part of lines which we are going to use, which the library means and what is that. Here, the hashtag include stdio.h means a library function that helps in printing the or managing the input and output statements in the programming part. Whereas the main function which is performed or will go on for in the programming part, int a of 20, which is an array element. I is an for loop element which performs. N is a number of elements being stored. Left and right are the array logics which are going to use, and which is mid is a main crucial role will be played. And key is a search element which we are going to store in it. And F is to know that the element is present or not. Coming to the programming, the printf is a statement that is used for printing the statement in an output stream to notify for entering an array element or a number of terms or anything else that are required for the programming situation. Here they are requiring a number of elements that should be in an array, so that they are taking a scanf that reads an array from array element or a number of entered from the user, which are stored in an integer data type. So they have used percentage %t, comma, ampersand n. Ampersand is the address of n, means the entered value or the number of any items that are present, entered or read by the user will be going and placed in the address of n. Then printing printf, as I said before, the enter of there the programming is asking for the entering the elements in the ascending order, which are going to be stored with the help of for loop, which is performed with I is equals to 0, means the index values will start from 0. So the use 0 is equals to I, and if I is less than or less than n, semicolon I plus plus, means if the I is less than n, because the array elements last position is n minus 1, so they have given I is less than n, and I should be incremented so that the array elements can be placed in particular order 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 until n minus 1. Scanf to read the array elements in their data type of integer and percent of n of I. I is the position of index number, which I said before in the theoretical part. Printf, enter the search element. They are asking, program is asking the search element to be which we are going to be searching in the array, where r minus 1 right is equals to n minus 1, means this is going to help in performing an search in an array, because the array's last element is n in the position is n minus 1. Because we are going to deal with the index values, we are going to use r is equals to n minus 1. We are going to use the do while loop, which is an exit control loop, to perform a function at least once, or an operation at least once, before checking the condition, where the condition is left is less than or equal to right. Because this condition helps to check the array element is present in the mid, or in the last until the last of an element. Mid is equals to left plus right, means the array mid value stores the middle of the array by dividing adding the left and right by divide by 2. If the mid number is also is the searching element of key, then there will be a short of program. The if statement will execute, and f is equals to 1. The break of statement means the else if and else statement will not be operated. It will come to the if statement. They will print the location of the searching element, or else then the program syntax again goes back by the logic. Else if statement will check whether the array element is less than the mid value, or then the left is equals to mid plus 1. Then the array search will be going towards the right side, so left side of the array. Otherwise they will go to the right side of the array by minusing the r is equals to mid minus 1. Then the condition will be checked until the array element is found, at least from mid to the n minus 1, mid to the 0 term of index number. If the array element consists of array, and the search element is consistent in the array, then the if value is f is equals to 1 has been proved. So then the location will be exactly represented. Otherwise, the else statement will be printed. The element is not found. Then the return of or the break of the program will execute, because the main program will conclude. Coming to the code box, we are going to create a new file by creating a new file consolidated application. Here we are going to use code blocks, as it is useful easy for using C. We are going to use C because we should select C. Here we are going to type binary 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 search, enter, and complete it. Here we will get the source file. Click on it. You will get the main function. So now let's print. It has printed. Let's check whether the program runs or not. See, the program has executed. They are asking the number of elements. Let me give 5. As I said in explaining, do not do this mistake. 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. Let me search the element 9. The element has been searched. It is found in the fifth position, means the it is in present in the n minus 1 fourth position, but it is showing in the fifth position because in the last we are given mid plus 1, means the mid value will be present. The mid value will be considered as the array elements location plus 1, means we are going to locate it in the fifth element according to our knowledge, but according to the program knowledge it is present in the position of n minus 1, means fourth value. Let me search. Let me do about for an not existing value also, what the output will come. Let me enter 3, and elements are 23, 43, and 56. The element is 65. The element is not found, so that the location is not printed. This is the execution of binary search. Moving on to the next program, we are going to learn about the bubble sort, which is associated with the array. Here, the same syntax is performed, where the index include std.io for an input-output function, void main, which returns 0 at last. After the execution of program, n is the number of array size to be stored, I is the for loop, and a is the array element, which consists of 10 elements of integer data type. T and j are the logical for storing a temporary variable t, and j for a secondary loop. Here, the print statement ensures for a size to enter by the user, and scanf statement reads the where value entered by the user and stores in n. Then enter the element for a searching in the array. Here we are going to perform bubble sort. We make sure that we are going to use an for loop for entering the array elements. After entering the array elements, we are going to sort the array from according to ascending order, so that we are going to check by using the for loop, nested for loop, that the array elements are in ascending order or not. So we are going to initialize according to it by giving the logical, by specifying it. This is the most useful logic. I is less than n minus 1 means we are going to ensure that the last term of an array is n minus 1, the index number. And for this, we are going to specify that I here j is less than n minus I minus 1. Means we are going to leave the last element, because last portion of the array, because we are going to store the highest value there. And coming to the next, we are going to leave the last values, so that they are fixed in that position because they are greater. We are going to check in the if statement if the I of j means the first element is greater than the second element I of j plus 1, then the I of j will be shifted to the I of j plus s1, which we are going to use by using a temporary variable t, which we are going to store an is value there and replace it with the lowest value of a, e of j plus 1 into it, and e of j plus 1 will be replaced by the t value, which is consistent with greatest value. And at last, by performing repeated looping, the sorted array will be executed. Let us see the sorted arrays output. Going to code blocks, opening a new file. We're going to perform a same as to create a linear search as for bubble sort. For doing the same in the main program, first we are going to paste it, then we are going to erase it. So we are not going to take a risk of it. Now we are going to build it. Program has built it. Now it is asking for an array size. Let me enter for 5, enter 10, 30, 46, 78, and the last element let us enter 2. See, the array is sorted: 2, 10, 30, 48, 6, and 78. Into the passing of arrays to the functions. Now the array values are passed to the function to perform a specified program or logic. By there are 3 steps that are performed: passing by a value, passing by a reference, passing by a moderate array. Passing by a value: copying an array into an function. Passing by reference: passing a pointer to an array. Passing pointer allowing place of change. When passing an array for a function, you have 2 main options: passing by a value or passing by a reference. Passing by a value copies the entire array into a function, which is inefficiently for a large array. Passing by reference uses the pointer, allowing the function to directly access the modified or original array, making it more efficient. This pointer based approach is commonly used for effective and platform operations in an array without functions. Coming of returning array from a function. Dynamic allotment memory. Using of dynamic allotment memory creates an array inside the function, allotting it to return the array in calling without size constructions. The return pointer to the array. The function can call a pointer of a dynamic allotment array, with a caller can then be used as access for an array elements. Pass array size and parameters, including an additional parameter for a function to pass the size of an array, so the call of known as and more elements are can be returned from the array. Coming to the array and pointers. Before going to array and pointers, let me know about the array and functions uses by discussing about the program. Coming to the program of functions with functions, we are going to use the functions for calling and without functions, because we are not using the library functions for using and by using an array also for comparing concatenation and finding the length of an by using and passing a parameter technique. Let's copy the functions so we are running out of time. Perform the same, do the same for creating the files. Here we are going to perform a functional with array fun and underscore array. Finish it. Now the source has opened. Let's go for main program. Let's copy it. Let me explain here only. Here the S-len specifies to know the length of an array. Is copying means copying the array elements in 1 to D2. S, sorry, it is performing reverse S to D, and comparing the string one elements to string 2, and concatenation is performed by scat, means we are going to combine both the strings after the index number of first string, which is stored in the first string, so that it is performed at last. We are going to use this in the main program by taking the values from the user. Let's know how that works. Let's build and run. Taking the first string, let's take Rama and Arjuna. Next, let's continue. The length of an array in string one is array length of an array is string one array is 3, length of an array string 2 is 6. The string 1 is greater than the string 2. The reverse concatenation of the string is Rama Raja. Sorry, Rama Arjun. Going for further. Now coming to the array and pointers. Accessing array elements, dynamic memory allotment, and effective pointers. As I said before, functions and the arrays and pointers are interconnected by performing a program which perform by knowing or unknowingly perform in same function, but their role playing is an important in programming, which decides the programming knowledge and the logical parts. Before going to the array and structures, let us see a program about pointers and come back soon. Now coming to the pointers, we are going to read about the pointers by using sum and mean and deviation in this program. Here we are going to calculate the sum, mean and standard deviation by using a mathematical library and using the arrays and some other variables. We are going to ask the value of n from the user, read it in the n variable, and we are going to ask the real value of n, and we are going to scan it into an array, and we are going to sum it up, and we are going to get an sum, print the sum and get the mean in an store it in mean, and we are going to initialize sum is equals to 0. We are going to perform a for loop so that we can calculate the sum of all terms which we are needed, and we are going to calculate the variation by using the formula sum by n and standard deviation. Then we are going to print it by using the variables by using the data types. Now let us check the output. As going on, you can understand there is nothing to explain more about it, so that we are going to copy and paste it here, and we are going to get a program. That's all. Do it same to create a program. It's pointer based, so type as pointer, finish it. Now you will get a source file, open it, you'll get a main file. Before you cut, you paste it up. then you can cut it so that it may not be busy to go there and again to copy. Now let us build it and run it. The program is executed. We need a number of values. Let us give 5, enter the real values: 23, 43, 54, 65, 7. The values are entered. The sum is 192. The mean average is 38. The variance is 439, and standard deviation is 20. As we have got the variation and the mean by the use of pointer variable. Pointer variable is just a variable that stores the address and the direct address of an variable real value. That's it. Going to the next. Arrays and structures. Arrays and structures, as you said in the seen in the before program, the arrays and structures are already used, where combination of arrays and structures are the to create a complex data structure. This allows your group of related data together and access effectively. Accessing array elements in a structure. With a structure, you can declare an array member, and this lets to access multiple relation data points for a single entry. Passing the structure with an array, when you pass a structure to a function, you can also pass an array that is a part of structure that provides a way of manipulating complex data. Next one, we are going to know about structures. Structures. The implement of structures uses for storing students' mass card values, which requires his mass card marks of three subject. His USN, his name, and his average that are being printed on the mass card. The structure involves an variables that are completely involved for describing a particular student or an employee. Here we are going to use for describing a student, which requires his USN, his name, his marks of three subject, and its average in his three subject, which is written in this program, where the main program is goes on. As the structure variable is initialized by s of 20, means the 20 number of students can be initialized in this, and int n and int I. Int n is the number of students which we are going to initialize, and I is helped in performing the loop, where we are going to get the we are going to ask the user to enter the USN, and it will be stored in the. For calling the structure, we are going to use the syntax by percentage s as to call the structure dot yes. S, this s is the structure variable, as I said before, is the first line of the main. S of I is the number of first student, and is USN. As it repeats, goes on while calling the structure variable, we are going to take s dot. If it is a student's first details for students of first person, it will take I is gets on updating, so that the person gets on increasing according to the user's requirement. The marks of first person will be also be updating according to it by using the this formula or the syntax s of I dot m1 and ampersand s of I dot m2, and goes on, and this all will be stored in the s average. This average S average is then stored into a C average, class average, which is then given at the last of an to specify that the person, how many students are above average and how many students are below average. Let's copy this program and execute it to know before what is going to happen. If I say that you will not understand more, but if you see the output, you may understand more about this. Before giving the run option, you should delete the other command prompt which has already exists, so that you can get an easy compiling and running about the program. Go to files, project, consolidated application, go, C, go, and file name, give it as project. Next, finish it off. Now you will get a source file, get it, go to the main, paste the copied file. Now remove the unnecessary part. Now build and run the program. After building, they are asking the number of students. Let us give for 3. Enter first USN. First USN 1 VE 23 CD 013. First marks 40, 45, 46. It's for third subject. Person, sorry, name of the person is 40. I've given wrong marks. Please forgive me. 45, 46. Second person, his name is D 30. Oh, sorry, USN. Let me do again. Student number of students. Let us give for 3. First USN 1 VE 23 CD 23 CD 103. Enter name D. Subject marks 40, 42, 41. USN of second one 1 V 1 VE 23 CD 015 DH. His marks are 30, 36, 39. Third person VE 23 CD 044. Enter. His name is P 23 40 38. See, D's average marks is 41, above the class average of 36%. DH is above average, which is 35%, and P is below average. Sorry, DH is also below average because he is 35, 1% less than 36 of the class average. This completes the structure program. Let's go for array and union. Array and union are similar to the structures, but there is a syntax difference where the structure uses struct, where the union uses union as their keywords, and at last they will use as semicolon for structure, whereas for union it uses the u and semicolon. Whereas in structures they may also use the structure variable s, m somewhat, but the union uses the variable name u. Coming at last to the multidimensional array in C programming. We all talk about these functions with a single dimensional array, but coming to the multi-dimensional array, which is crucial role playing in computers and quantum computing too, which is matrix, which plays a more role in computing. In C programming, multidimensional arrays are an array with an allowing the storage data with a grid-like structure. This array can have multiple rows and columns and provides a powerful way of organizing multi application data sets. Multidimensional array practices useful for tasking and image processing, weather data analysis, and game development, and other needs storages and essential to re and 3D formats. As I said, it is useful for many types like games, weather data analysis, and processing of images, and 2D 3D formats. Another program that is multidimensional array. Here comes multidimensional array, also matrix multiplication, also known as. Let's copy this. Let me explain there. Same procedure. Go on. Finish it. You will get the source file. Go to the main program. Delete the unnecessary. and build and run the program. Number of rows and columns. 2 into 2 matrix. We are going to give 2 into 2 matrix. It's possible, so they are giving the matrix element A. We will give 1, 2, 3, 4. Matrix element B. Let's give 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, sorry, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7, 6, 5, 4. 1, comma, 2, comma, 3, comma, 4. The result is matrix multiplication is 30,862 for 41,972, 27,529, 39,750. Let's do for else case also. Let's run again the program where we are going to give 2 into 3 matrix. Sorry, it's problem. And 2, comma 2 matrix. See, you are given a matrix cannot be multiplied. This ends the program execution. Coming to the application of array and disadvantages. Array is a crucial part which stores data and manipulates sorting and searching, limit and drawbacks, which we are going to know in this slide. Array is a functional data structure in C programming, allowing an effective storage and manipulating and relational data elements. They are widely used for tasking matrix operations, imaging and processing databases, as I said in the multidimensional array. Sorting and searching, as I said, there can be sorted and searched an element by using binary and linear search, which are we have initiated by using and programming also in the code blocks. Coming to the limitations of array, which is more useful to know about what is the drawbacks which we are going to face while using an array. While arrays offer many benefits, they also have a limitation such as fixing the size and need to configure a memory allotment, and they have potential for index out of border errors which are required for careful programming and outcome. Means it specifies that the structure for array specifies to fix its size, and the size should be limited with the help of data types and more specifications with the index number and output also, which may occur in bouncing of program to crash their program. At last, I conclude all my topics saying that array is a useful topic that we should learn so that we can handle the programs easier.